I'm Connor Rosa, and I'm joined by UFC flyweight Alex Perez, who takes on Jussier Formiga at UFC 250 on June 6th. What's up, Alex? Thanks for joining me.
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Now, obviously we were talking off air. You're back in California, but you were in Jacksonville for Cheeto's fight. What was kind of like the vibe there in Jacksonville?
People were concerned, obviously, with the whole corona, virus thing, but it was good. Everybody was in good spirits. I mean, everybody did their job. UFC, I think, did an amazing job testing us every morning. They told us, hey, if you feel sick, let us know right away. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. You come down, they check your temperature. When you first get there, I got there Tuesday night, so Wednesday morning, the first thing is like, hey, you got to come up to this floor and get that thing up your nose, and
Mm-hmm.
after that, it was pretty simple, man. Same thing as fight week. Like I said, they did a great job of giving us our own room to work out in, so we had our own privacy and stuff like that. So our own mat space, so it was nice.
Yeah. And now you talked about that swab test. Was that as bad as kind of everyone was, making it out to be?
No, not as bad as I don't know if you guys Cheeto's video on Iridium Sports. They have a video of him getting it up his nose, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it feels kind of weird, obviously, something going up your nose, and at the end they like twirl it around. Like, man, you guys trying to scramble my brains even more?
Yeah, but it's not something you're gonna, lose any sleep over when it comes time for your fight.
Nah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. And now, like one thing I want to talk to you about too is just being someone who kind of got to experience, a fight night there. I've heard different guys saying that they almost couldn't even tell there was like no crowd just because when they're in the fight, they're in the zone. Being in the corner, like how noticeable like was it to you? Like at any point in that fight, did you get that like sense of this is just kind of like different than usual?
Nah, not really. I mean, obviously, the only thing is that we have that face mask, so when you're talking, I was just pulling it back and started yelling, because I mean that's the only thing. Other than that, I mean, it was pretty normal. I can only imagine fighting like that. You know what I mean? Just being able to hear everything. I mean, it was pretty normal to me.
Yeah.
As
Do you
normal
think
as
this?
it's gonna, as normal as it's gonna get. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. And like, what I just wanted to say that was like, do you think that kind of experience and having experienced a fight? Now, obviously, you weren't in the cage, but does that help you at all? Do you think going forward?
Yeah. I mean, you still got to walk out, but you got to walk out with someone and kind of look around like, oh man, there's no one here.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of things like that. And you're in the cage. It's like, okay, Bruce Buffer's doing his thing, but there's no one here. So I mean, it's a good thing. It's always good to get like a feel for what you're gonna go into.
Yeah. And obviously, with Cheeto's fight too, there was some controversy, based on the scoring there. But a lot of fighters kind of dealing with something similar. Angela Hill's fight and Claudia Gadelha, but Rosa as well. What was kind of like the consensus? I mean, was there kind of a feeling around the venue about the judges or anything like that?
Nah, I mean, we were later on the card, so what they did is like they only let X amount of people in the building, so
Okay.
the arena was only like maybe like a 5 minute drive, if that. So like literally, there's a fight in the cage, and there's two groups in the back warming up, and it's kind of and one's a whole, like it just so it wasn't a lot of people, and then as soon as you're done fighting, they before you walk out, they make you put your bags in the hallway, like by obviously by security. And when you're done fighting, you go back to the locker room, you grab whatever, like if you left anything, and if you got to talk to media or not. If and after that, you just go straight to the venue. So you really weren't talking to anybody until after the fight. But I mean, looking at those fights, there's a couple of bad decisions. I felt like so it's just part of the game, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just from what you just said too, I mean, like, how fast paced did the night feel? The fact that you guys are getting put into these rooms, you're going out, and then kind of leaving right after.
It was fast. It was kind of like man, it's like 90 minutes you're in the back. Usually you're there 2 hours in advance. You're only like 90 minutes there. Like by the time you wrap hands, like hit the pads a little bit, you're gonna get called pretty soon. So like a little bit different with the warm up and stuff. But I mean, it was smooth.
Yeah. Do you think that's better or worse? Like, do you think that's better for a fighter? Like, how do you kind of like analyze that? The fact that you're kind of there, it's more fast paced. Maybe less time to think about everything. You're kind of just getting thrown in there.
I just think it depends on the fighter. Some guys like to warm up a lot. Some guys don't like to warm up at all. So you got those mixes in between. So it's a hit or miss. It just all depends on the fighter.
Yeah. How do you feel like that fits you?
I think it fits me good. Get in, get my head rep, hit pads, and then go from there. So it's not too hard.
Yeah. And now you were originally slated to fight Kai Kara France on May 16th, but now it's Formiga, a higher ranked guy. How well did this kind of situation work out for you as far as maybe getting that higher ranked opponent?
I mean, obviously it's better, but at the same time too, I kind of look at it. They're just numbers. Eventually, I'm gonna have to fight everybody in the division. So whether I fight Kai now or later, it's not gonna matter. We're eventually gonna meet up.
Yeah. Now, like you said, at one point, if you want to be the top, you'll have to face a guy like this. But, how big is this opportunity for you too that you're getting, Formiga now?
I just see it like another fight, man. Don't make it bigger than what it is. Not really too much to overthink. The numbers right next to the names does not mean anything. It's someone else's opinion, and to me, other people's opinion, unless you're in my inner circle, it really don't matter.
Yeah. So let's get your opinion. I mean, how do you feel like you match up with Jussier?
I feel a matchup good, man. It's gonna be. I think we can get fight of the night. His style, my style. Obviously, we both are good on the ground, and we're both good on our feet. I mean, Formiga's been around for a long time. I honestly think this can be fight of the night.
Yeah. And like you said, you want the best guys, you want these top guys, and although for you the ranks don't matter, the UFC I feel like does kind of look at that a little bit. So how far do you feel like you are from potentially fighting for the championship?
Man, it's hard to say because I mean you got people like Demian Maia winning X amount of fights and never got a title shot until he got a short notice fight. So you never can say 1 or 2 fights away. You just don't know. Like for me, I just keep doing my job. I keep winning, putting on great fights, putting exciting fights, and then eventually I'll get that title shot.
Yeah. And also too, I mean, I know you kind of talked about it in before we came on here, but with UFC 250, I know well, not UFC 250, the May 30th card. Dana White said that that's kind of go for the Apex. But still obviously waiting for Nevada Athletic Commission too to approve that. What are they telling you guys about UFC 250? Where do you know where you're fighting at?
They said it was gonna be Vegas. As of now, it's Vegas, but I feel like it's a day-to-day thing. Anything can change, just depending on where you're at. With this whole COVID thing, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. What is that experience like too? Because you just like you know some things, you know who you're fighting, but you don't know all the details.
As long as they give me a date and time, and we're for sure fighting, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it's in Arizona, Vegas, Florida. Obviously to me that doesn't really bother me. I just gotta, like I said, as long as we got fights going, I'm getting paid, I'm good.
Yeah. And say the fight is at the Apex too. When you were on the Contender Series, I don't think they weren't at the Apex yet. So are you kind of looking forward to get the chance to compete in that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, I went there for one of my buddies' fights. Desmond Torres, he fought on the Contender Series, and I was there. I got to see it, so I've been there before, so it's not gonna be that new of an experience for me.
Yeah, and I know yesterday too they just announced. I think Jordan Espinosa is going to fight Mark De La Rosa, two guys who you just beat too. Who do you feel like is the better fighter in that matchup?
I gotta go with Mark, man. Mark's coming down. Actually, he flies in. He gets here about it's 6:00 over here, 6:45. So he comes in at 8:00. So he's coming down to train.
How long have you guys been training together?
This is the first time. After the fight, we stayed in contact. Like we're pretty cool with each other. And he just asked about it, and I was like, hey man, like if you need help, like yeah, come through. I'm always down to train with people, and we already fought, so why not?
Yeah. Is he like the first opponent that you've done this with, or is this something kind of common for you?
Not as the first guy, but I mean, no one's ever really asked, and I've never really asked. He just hit me up, it's like, hey man, training here is kind of kind of crazy right now. Is there any way I can go? I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind. It's just another body for me to use, you know?
Yeah, for sure. All right, and then, I mean, before I let you go, anything else maybe I didn't mention that you thought I would?
No, man, you covered everything.
I felt like it was like a speed round, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah,
Get
for
in, get
sure.
out, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, Alex, thanks a lot, and I wish you the best. Take
Oh,
care.
I got a question for you. So
All
you're in
right.
Korea, right?
Korea?
Where you at? Where you located up?
I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. I was like, man, someone told me Korea. Someone's telling me something about Korea, but I was like, man, New Jersey. How's it out there? Is everything opened up yet or no?
Here it's still pretty bad. I mean, they're trying to open up. Like there's actually this whole thing going on right now where there's a gym in South Jersey that keeps opening up, but they keep closing it every single day. Like the cops are closing it,
Oh
and they
man,
actually
that
like
sucks.
hand them like a summons on Tuesday. So a lot of things are still not opening. They had parks that were open, but like that's another crazy story. They had parks, but they weren't opening the bathrooms. So people started going to the bathroom like in the park.
Oh man, that sucks.
So it's just like it's so many crazy things. Schools are closed for good this year. They're not even sure if they're going to be back in time for
Yeah,
September either.
that's how it is over here, man. Well, stay safe, man. Appreciate the time.